Morning, everyone. Good morning. This is the first meeting of the Middle School HVAC Building Committee. It's December 2nd, 2024 at noon. So this is the hybrid meeting, and the first thing we need to do is introduce the people around the table and the people online. So let's start with the people online. Steve?
I'm Steve Lane. I'm Mansfield resident since 1987, I guess. Local contractor, soon to be retired.
Okay, Kathy?
Kathy Ward, Chair of the Mansfield Board of Ed.
Bill?
Bill Briggs, Mansfield resident and a retired contractor.
Maria?
Maria Capriola, Town of Mansfield, and I'm the Chief of Shared Services and Administration, and I assist with facilities.
Let's start with you, Bill.
Bill Treach, I'm the Assistant Director for Facilities.
Tony Moran, I'm mayor and have was on the school building committee, the elementary school building committee, so I wanted to be part of these decisions as well.
Candice Morel, Director of Teaching and Learning.
Michael DeSacco, Director of Facilities.
Lisa Gustafson, Administrative Assistant for Facilities.
Ryan Aylesworth, Town Manager.
Peter Dart, Superintendent of Schools.
Catherine Varga, Public Works Specialist, and I'm the Secretary for this meeting.
I'm Rebecca Stanton. I'm the Sustainability Intern, but I'm going to be subbing for Catherine when she has to leave for a bit.
I'm Amanda Backus, Director of Finance.
Okay, thank you, everybody, and thank you all for being part of this committee and for being here. We are missing one council member, and I can't remember exactly, did I ask Chris to do this or did?
Well, you started a conversation at the end of the last council meeting, like sidebar.
Okay.
I wouldn't say not a formal
Okay,
act.
well, we have another council member, another Republican who wants to be part of this, and we'll see what happens. So the first item of business is election of a chair. Do I have any nominations? I am willing to chair, but it's not necessary. So does anybody have any recommendations or nominations for chair?
I nominate Tony.
Is
A second.
say no, thank you. Further nominations? Are there further nominations? Are there further nominations? Okay. Thank you all. All those in favor of having me serve as chair, please raise your hands. Thank you. Vice chair, we need a vice chair, and I'm going to nominate Kathy Ward for vice chair.
Payback's tough. Payback is tough, Tony.
That's it, payback stuff.
Is there a second for that nomination?
Second.
Is there anybody else who wishes to nominate another candidate? Kathy, are you willing to serve?
Yes, I am.
Okay. Anybody else wish to nominate somebody else? All right, seeing none, all those in favor of Kathy Ward as vice chair, please raise your hand. Thank you. Now, a review of the committee charge. Now, the committee charge was fairly lengthy. It's called the Mansfield Middle School HVAC Building Committee, which I'm very glad to see because the first batch just had school building committee. And since the elementary school building committee is still in existence, I thought that would be really confusing. So does anybody have any comments, directions, or a request for information about the charge?
No, it was clear.
Okay. The next item is the meeting schedule, and today is a special meeting because we had some problems with the last one. So can I have a motion to approve the meeting schedule for 2025? You'll notice that we're meeting on the third Mondays of the month at 9 a.m. here in this conference room and also virtually.
So moved.
Who was that?
Bill,
Bill, moved by Bill. Is there a second?
A second.
Second by Kathy. All those in favor, please raise your hand. Good, thank you. Council does these things by hand raising instead of aye because somebody once commented they couldn't tell who was saying aye and who wasn't. So the hand raising makes a difference. Discussion of project background and timeline.
Just Tony, sorry to interrupt. Can we also pick a December meeting date as well? Like a further into December, but before the holidays?
Oh, I thought this was the December meeting
I
date.
was gonna
No.
ask if you wanted a separate December.
So the third Monday in December is what? The 16th.
16th.
16th?
Uh,
And if we don't need it, we could always cancel it, but we thought in the event that we do need the committee to take action before the holidays and anything, it might be good just to have something like in our calendars.
All right, do I have a motion to approve the Monday, December 16th as our December meeting date?
What's the time?
I move that.
9,
9, okay.
Kathy,
Yes, I'll move that.
I'll second.
Bill seconds. All those in favor, please raise your hand. Unless you don't agree. Does anybody disagree? All right, we're meeting then. My social calendar will have to change, but that's all right. Oh, the project background and timeline. Peter.
Yeah, so this came out of a grant from Administrative Services, open to schools who are interested in improving HVAC and air conditioning. We put together a proposal that was approved by the Board of Education and Town Council, approved by the state, and focused on third floor air conditioning along with gymnasium, and then other updates and improvements. I know we're on a tight timeline, so I'll defer to Mike for any additional details of the grant. But I know that one of the important lifts of this particular committee is to get a design RFP out.
That's right. Yeah, Peter, you captured all of it in a nutshell. That's great. Yeah, the overarching goal of the grant is to improve air quality and comfort levels. So as Peter mentioned, it's going to focus on replacement of existing sort of aging equipment that serves our gymnasium to improve comfort and air quality in those areas, as well as introducing air conditioning to the third floor. Tight timeline, we're looking to complete this by the end of December 2025.
Just out of curiosity, what happens on the third floor?
Classrooms, there's classrooms.
It's the majority of the classrooms? I'm
Not majority, but it's, I would say, split between the second and third floor.
okay. I haven't had a kid in that building in 40 years, so I don't remember exactly where things are.
Yeah, I think it's 7th and 8th grade.
Uh-huh.
Thank you.
One question I've been meaning to ask, and I guess I'll ask it now, but has there been I'm assuming there's been what I would call, I guess, a comprehensive indoor air quality assessment done for the building, yes?
Yep,
Yeah.
we're finalizing the final documents to send out to the state.
So in terms of how we spec, it's based on like a thorough understanding of what the needs are. Like I'm not against like making a space more comfortable for the sake of better learning environment and all that, but if there's actual, I want to say contaminants, but there's other issues, like we have a really good understanding of what we're trying to fix.
Mhm.
And we're confident that the specs that we're gearing toward, like.
Yeah, so there's new standards, obviously, post-pandemic, and good fortune that the improvements made in the system had a good, healthy balance of outdoor air, which is preliminary what schools are often struggling.
Keep using the
The
same.
DOAS and
Yeah.
right kind of system. There are heat pumps that are providing, or chillers. Is it chillers or heat pumps upstairs?
So there's just the outside air, fresh air. That's the only thing that's supplying any kind of coolness for any parts of the building.
Oh, I thought we had classroom heat pumps. So when we need air conditioned air, it's What's keeping it cool?
It's literally the fresh air that we bring in from outside. That's it. That's the only thing that's air conditioned.
So you're saying it's bringing in natural cooler air, like ambient air.
But it can be air conditioned
Okay.
also.
Oh,
Okay,
it can be,
fine.
that's what.
I think we were all hearing what you're saying is that you're not able to modify the outside. So it is being, like the temperature is being adjusted.
Yes, just on the fresh air. So you got to think of it as, fresh air that's brought into a building, there's a state standard. And it might be you open one window and that's it. So the air exchange is not tremendous. You do get cooling from that product. It's not like having AC in every classroom.
So
This project will supply air conditioning and heating for every classroom through a heat pump system.
So let me ask you this way. So current state, not what we're currently, the analogy that's coming to my mind is like when you're in your car, right? You can adjust the temperature with or without the AC component on. So are you saying that there's the ability to cool the air like you can in your car without the AC on, such that like if it's humid out, the air that's coming in that's cool is kind of more humid because it's like more like natural ambient air as opposed to ever being conditioned?
Correct.
Okay.
Right.
I think that made it even murkier for me. Because when I reduce the humidity, I turn on the air conditioner.
All right. Will do during the summer, if you have AC, you're gonna use it, but in theory, you could just crank it to cold and not hit the AC button in the car. And you get cooler air, but it feels damp, it feels humid, so not that comfortable.
Right.
All right, so here's my question. It's 85 degrees outside.
Yep.
And the classroom is 95 because it's got windows and it's heating.
Yep.
How do you get the classroom to 70 degrees?
Currently,
I can't.
You can't. All you can do is bring in the 85-degree air.
So I can condition the air, the fresh air,
Yeah,
which is a small vent in every classroom. I can make that air cool to 60 degrees, but that's it.
okay,
But it's
so
a small part. It's like driving down the road, you have no air conditioning and you crack the window just a
Right.
little bit. You get a little fresh air, but you don't get
you don't,
cooling.
it's not a whole room
Yes,
resolution.
yeah,
It's an assist, but not a cure.
correct.
Okay.
And given the third floor and just thermodynamics of a heated and cooled air, we feel like that's gonna help offset all
Downstairs,
floors throughout the
yes.
building. That'll be a significant improvement that will be felt through that, but
And
through the
it'll also,
design, they'll-
it'll also take on those humid days.
Right.
It will, because of the air conditioning that will be put in there, it will be able to dehumidify and take moisture out of the air also.
Right.
So, and then the gymnasiums never had any of that. So if that will help that new floor that's in there in the gymnasium. Longer, I hope.
Now, at what point did we add the cooling fresh air stuff? Was that part of the pandemic?
Nope, that was in
2010.
2010 when we did the heating gas project for middle
Okay.
school.
Okay. Because I had a recollection of something, but I had no idea, but
We
that's,
went from all electric heat school to a fossil fuel, natural gas hydronic system.
all right. So we now have the project background. And we have a timeline, i.e. it's supposed to be done by a year from now. Any further questions about that item on the agenda? Nope, seeing none. The next item on our agenda is discussion on action on the RFQ results for architectural services. So looking at the packet, when I first looked at it, there was only one response. And so would you talk to that, please?
Sure, that's right. We did only receive one response from Cross Key Architecture. We did receive a lot of inquiries and expected a number of bids, but unfortunately only saw the one. The good news is that Cross Key does serve as our in-house architecture, our firm currently. So we are comfortable with their knowledge of the project and and with the accuracy of their proposal and their design.
So what do you need from this committee today?
We're proposing we approve this this proposal with Crosskey so that we can move forward with a design for these HVAC upgrades.
Okay, it's not in the printed packet.
Do you have it?
Which one?
The motion
No, it's not,
for Crosskey, the
I don't
information.
have the motion.
no, do you have their bid amount?
Yep.
So tell us what Crosskey is going to do.
You're gonna prepare.
It's in the email that I sent out.
Hmm?
It's in the email I sent out. Sorry.
Yeah, I was just trying to reopen it for whatever reason. I'm not sure if IT can fix this for me, but I ceased being able to open attachments on my phone that are greater than 15 minutes. This was 17.4, so it's blocking it from my phone. And I opened it on my desktop.
What was the date it was sent out?
November 26th, it was resent. It had been sent the prior week as well, so you would have received it twice, but the most recent email was November 26th. And the total proposed cost from Crosskey was $139,000. I'm sorry, $139,40. And Crosskey is our current on-call architect, so we do have an established relationship with this particular vendor.
All right, I don't have it.
So Crosskey's been charged with preparing the total schematic design, preliminary design with site plans, floor plans, exterior perspectives, building details, preliminary structural, mechanical and plumbing, electrical and lighting control system plans, outline specifications for equipment, detailed cost estimates for project construction. They do owe us some project administration, site visits, final design construction documents for the project. So basically complete architectural and design services to complete this project.
Will they include an estimated cost?
They will, yeah. That's also in there.
So what we are approving today is the retention of Crosskey architects for preliminary design and other work.
For total design and architecture services for the project.
Okay, for an amount of,
39,040.
all right. Do I have is there a motion to approve the retention of Crosskey for this amount?
I'll move that.
Steve Lane moves and Kathy Ward seconds. Steve, do you want to speak to your motion?
No, I read the proposal. It seems pretty straightforward. And they're the only game in town, so let's do it.
Kathy, do you want to speak to the proposal?
I agree with Steve. What I read and what I understand seems like it was pretty straightforward.
Okay, any further questions?
I have one question.
Yes.
Per the contract, they would furnish everything to us by. I'm sure they would have proposed something, so I'm sure we're comfortable with it, but it's not. I know we're up against the timeline overall.
If I heard the question, the project schedule, as proposed by the vendor is on page 46 of page 50 on the PDF of their submission.
That was the question, yeah.
Okay, I thought that's what I heard. I was having a little hard time hearing it, but it's page 46 if you guys have that document handy.
And wanted to make just absolutely sure that we're comfortable with what they're proposing for completion date.
All right, are we ready to vote on
Well,
the?
let's just.
Oh,
get the-
yeah, sorry, almost
Yeah,
Page 46 to 50.
46. Thank you. January to March of 2025, prepare construction documents as outlined. April to mid-May 2025, put project out for public bid, essentially have the RFP completed by then. Contractor procure mid-May to early June with mid-June to end of August construction period.
Okay, so in theory, by the time school resumes next year, a completed project. And that's the only thing as far as from a program standpoint that you're concerned with is like that, or is there, are you comfortable with that?
I am comfortable. I don't think it's gonna perfectly align with our summer break, but I don't anticipate the project being so disruptive that we wouldn't be able to hold classes, that a lot of these systems can be worked on in various sections without disturbing.
Okay,
That's right.
then I have no issues with that.
okay, are we ready to vote? All those in favor of the proposal, please raise your hand. Anybody opposed? We're unanimous on that. So next steps, what comes next for us?
Well, with the approval, right?
Yeah, with the approval, we'll award the work to Cross Key and they'll get working on their preliminary design.
Some sort of a kickoff meeting, I'm assuming.
So what are we expected to need to do in December? I mean, mid-December?
Like committee action.
Yes,
I don't know if they're gonna have that.
Yeah,
It
seems
turned around
unlikely.
so quickly.
I-
It seems unlikely that
it seems
the
unlikely.
firm, yeah, the architecture firm would have necessarily something to review, reflect on, share.
So do we really need a December meeting?
I don't know if we want to check with them before we cancel it, just in case there's something we're
I
not thinking
agree
of.
with that, right?
Okay,
But
Likely not.
likely not, but we have it.
all right, so.
So don't cancel your.
Other This is really about Tony's.
Yeah, I was
social-
gonna say, I made so many changes already.
Yeah. All right, so that's where we stand. Is there anything else we need to do? I mean, this is, yeah,
Just a question. Will we have an opportunity to meet with the firm and hear what their plans are? Is that something we need to do?
We could invite them to the next meeting.
Yeah, I think typically, certainly for the two school-related construction projects that I've been.
Right.
Once that firm is retained, they become a steady presence at all the building committee meetings. So I would expect them to have, I don't know who from Cross Key is kind of being assigned or what group, but I would expect them to have a representative. This is more along the lines of the roof replacement project, the photovoltaic project at the middle school, but certainly, you know, when we were working with Silver Petroselli, they became, you know, sort of helping to facilitate the meeting and, you know, so.
No doubt that during their work and scope, there'll be some questions. I don't think it's gonna be a perfect world where they stay within our budget, and so they may come back to us with certain challenges or questions that they have. And then when that report gets finalized, we're gonna have to prepare for our next RFP for the actual firm who will install and follow the design. And that will be a real pivotal moment that we want the committee to make sure that they understand what the project entails, especially if there has to be any modifications or decision-making along the way. So hopefully sooner than later, if they see challenges or things that were unanticipated, that they'll bring that to the committee.
now in both of those school building committees, we've had an owner's representative. Why is that not being proposed here?
Yeah, so Maria, Mike and I have talked about it. We are using some part-time support to make sure that we have capacity internally. to oversee this, and don't feel at this particular time needing a third party owner's rep is required for the project.
I would just say, I agree with Peter just said, I would just say that, like, if you're building a new school, clearly getting an OPM in place as early as possible to work with, because it's an inevitable, component you're going to need. I think in this case, we can, like Peter said, I think there's reason to be not just like hopefully optimistic, believe that we can navigate the whole project without one, but I think we can get pretty deep into design and then based on how that's gone before we put out to bid for construction, what do we need at that stage? So I don't think we need to, hopefully it'll all work out. There'll be enough in-house capacity. I think just kind of keep an eye on that and then certainly have a gut check on how we feel about that before we put it out to bid for construction.
Okay. Any other questions before we adjourn?
No.
Nope. All right, then I think the next item on our agenda is a motion to adjourn. Do I see him? Does somebody want to move to adjourn? Kathy moves to adjourn. Is there a second?
Second.
Bill moves to second. All those in favor, please raise your hand. Thank you, everybody, and we will
Thank
see
you.
you maybe in a couple of weeks and
Tony's
maybe
fingers
in
crossed.
January. So,
Thank you, everybody.
Thank you.
if we don't see you before Christmas, happy holidays.
Thank you.
Tony, you can be virtual at 3 for our agenda.